Hi, and welcome to the ClaimR Backend API demo. So to get started, go to api.claimr.tools, and you will see the GraphQL playground. Here we will run queries directly against the ClaimR API. In this demo, we will use this long string as raw GNSS data as our proof to verify that our user was at this location. To explore the answer, this is going to be the complete query. You can find it at this gist together with some other queries you can run to play around with the API. So, GraphQL offers us help in completing our queries. So we can just ask it by doing command space what options we have. Here we want to verify a location, and I will start with defining the output. So we want to have the status, the message of this verification attempt, and we want, if we get a successful verification, we want to get the results. This includes a token, which is the GraphQL representation of what we requested. Today we're going to make a point claim which has only a location with a latitude, longitude, and radius, which is the accuracy. Then, besides, we can also get a GWT representation of this token, and that's for now sufficient. So, as you saw maybe, when I autocomplete, you can see that it also suggests or gives documentation. The full documentation can be seen if you open docs on the right, and then you can scroll through. So for example, if I want to know what's in a token request, then I can click on it and see what it is I get back, and also some description on what it does. So for now we only fill how we want the data response to look like, but now we also need to input some data. So let's start with the context. The context is our proof. This consists of the GNSS data, which I prepared here. It's one long string containing the raw GNSS data. Then we also need to make a request about where we expect the user to be and what we want to claim. So we want to make a claim that our user is at a certain point. This point has origin, this latitude, longitude, and we wanted the user to be within 100 meters of this point. It's a float, so we don't need the meters actually, and we can just run it. This will take 10 to 30 seconds, as we need to parse this raw GNSS data in the background, which requires us to pull some data from various sources to get the best possible result to like a most as accurate as possible location. So I also already opened up gwt.io. Here you can input a GWT and see what the content is. So once this returns, we'll put it in and show what it does. Okay, cool. So here we see we were granted this location verification, so the proof, the GNSS log, was sufficient to state that our user was within 100 meters of this coordinate. In fact, if you resolve it, it's around 9.3 meters. So we expected that this would resolve. And this is the GWT it gives. In the meantime, I will set the radius to 1 meter as to show like how it will fail if it's too low. This will run when I'm adding it here. So here you see, this is a GWT. It has the claim, we input it. It has an issued at time. And it has the method of proof used. So right now there's only GNSS, but later new methods will be added. You can use this GWT to share to third parties that indeed the claim you sent was valid and validated by ClaimR. So even the client receives this, they cannot fool around and change data because of the break the crypto used by the token. A server, so the user could send this to a server. The server checks this JWT, the validity of this JWT, and can check whether this was indeed originated and signed by ClaimR. So, getting back to our API, now when it's set the radius to only 1 meter, we will see that our request is revoked. Why? Because we're actually 9 meters from this latitude longitude. So we're not within 1 meter of it. Hence, our claim cannot be validated. And we also will not get a response. I hope this answered or gave you a bit of insight into how the ClaimR API works. You can find our website at claimr.tools, or API again at api.claimr.tools. And if anything, please reach out at adrian@claimr.tools.